Intellia is in trouble, and is the FDA not that bad? This is the big drama in Big Pharma this week, and I'm here to break it down. So basically, Intellia has this treatment where you deliver a CRISPR LNP to go and edit some genes in the liver. Regulating those genes then prevents cardiomyopathy or heart dysfunction. And on September 30th, when an 80-year-old man took this treatment, everything was fine, everything was okay. But around a month later, on October 27th, they saw grade 4 increases in liver enzymes that meant that he had to go to the hospital. Intellia immediately stopped both clinical trials that used the same CRISPR LNP, even though they had already enrolled 650 patients and everything had gone fine up until then. And unfortunately, about a week after that, on November 5th, this patient passed away. Now, from what I can tell, Intellia is taking this very seriously. They have paused the clinical trials and very much want to get down to the root of why this is happening, even though most experts don't think that this is something that was caused by the medication. Apparently, this patient already had a lot of conflicting and complicated comorbidities. Either way, it's the right thing for Intellia to maybe hit the brakes. In other news, the FDA is finally trying to do something that is stable for their image. They've just hired Richard Pazder to lead one of the FDA's top agencies and top divisions. He's been at the FDA since 1999 and has been the head of their oncology division since 2017. Notably doing things like accelerating a lot of different oncology drugs to get to patients faster. Some experts are even saying that he is arguably the most qualified candidate in the entire healthcare ecosystem for this role, which is hilarious because the guy he's replacing, George Tidmarsh, had to resign for serious concerns about his personal conduct, enacting out a personal vendetta against a pharma company that has a director who apparently got Tidmarsh fired from his last job. That's what I call juicy. Now, you might want to take a receipt for this one because we actually have 2 positive FDA stories in the same week. The FDA has developed a roadmap to accelerate these N of 1 or personalized treatments that otherwise have had a really hard time getting FDA approval. This pathway is really only meant to be for diseases that have really small patient populations. The idea is that if a company has a plausible mechanism to show how the drug works and why it's safe, for example, using the exact same material but just changing a couple different components to tune it to that specific person's rare disease, then they'll be able to accelerate their way through the FDA pathway. If they can move faster, they can therefore move cheaper, and that helps them de-risk make this treatment at all. The guidelines are pretty loose and based off of vibes and friendship, so we'll have to see if they're still being diligent when approving such medications. But I do think it is a step in the right direction, trying to provide treatments for people who otherwise have been neglected in their treatment options. And if you're interested in learning more about these stories and a few others, feel free to head to my YouTube channel, click on this video, and you'll be in good hands.